we can't hear. Of course we're hearing. We're hearing everything. Hello guys. Hello. We're back. We're back. We're live again. We're live again. We're back on the mic. Um, can you guys hear me or no? Let's see. Make sure I can hear myself, Marlon. Let's see. YouTube. YouTube. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Let's see if I can get this thing. Come on. Kevin, you've never been on the mic. Maybe you want to be on the mic today. Would you like to be on the mic? No? Kevin? Hey guys, good evening. How is everyone? Let's see. Oh, it's taking some while for the people to jump in here. See what's going on. Please remember to hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button for me once you guys are in the chat. Please remember to do that. Hey Peaches, good evening. Good evening. How are you? So let's see what we're gonna. Oh, you know what? I needed to send let's see here. How many people we got in there? Marlene Galvez, good evening, good evening, good evening. Guys, good evening. Why are you guys laughing? Trying to wait till a few people jump in the live with me. Please. Man, I tell you. Hey, Kevin wants to jump in? No. Kevin, you want to jump in the live? Hey guys, good evening, good evening. YouTube, jump on in. I am back on the live. Your boys here talking. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Let's get this thing rolling. Kevin, not coming? He's not coming. So what's up, guys? What's up? How's everyone doing this evening? Jason again. I am back. Wanted to jump on here today and talk about Mr. Bennett, David Bennett from over there in Maryland. The 57-year-old handyman from out of Hagerstown. I don't know if some of you guys remember him. Some sad news rolled out today, last night, that he passed away. You know, the doctors said that he passed. This was the guy that did the heart surgery. I'll give you guys some backstory real fast, but he passed away, you know, after some complications. So, you know, the heart only lasts about 2 months. So, yeah, that's what happened to him. You know, it's sad. My heart goes out to his family. May him rest in peace. Let me jump a little bit into, you know, how this all started, right? 57-year-old handyman from Hagerstown, Maryland. He was chosen by the University of Maryland Medical Center, right up in Bmore, in Baltimore. He was like one of the first to receive a transplant surgery, and this is from a pig. You know, it's from a geno editing pig that was 240 pounds. You know, it's only about a year old. This pig was actually bred, you know, to do this kind of transplant, right? You know, so it was for saving lives in this case. And under the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration here in the United States, they call it the Compassion Use Emergency Authorization. You know, he was given an opportunity, you know, with the doctors in Baltimore to be able to do the surgery. So they were able to cut his heart out. This happened 2 months ago, you know, cut the heart out the pig and then place it in his heart. And he was doing well to start off with, you know, but he died yesterday. So they did the heart transplant. It was geno editing. And then they went on, because I did a video about this a few months ago that I just want to give you guys a quick backstory and ask some questions about you guys. What did you guys think about how did it happen? You know, he knew that this was an experimental surgery. It was a life extending and experimental surgery. And then after about 9 hours worth of surgery, then he was able to get a chance to jump out here, you know, in the world and get back, you know, to normal life, what is supposed to be normal anyway. And then, of course, yesterday he passed away. So doctors said they don't know the cause for his death, up to what happened. But after he was back in the hospital the last few weeks, because they knew, something was going on, like he was up and down, and they had to bring him back in, and he passed away in the hospital where they did the surgery. So it's interesting to actually, I would like to know what happened, but nobody knows yet. They haven't been releasing the information, or they probably are not aware of what's going on. It is that he felt bad for the last few weeks, and then they just decided to bring him in, and then he passed away. So after so like I said, he was the first person to be chosen to do this kind of surgery. The last time we tried something like this was in the 80s, when a young child only last 20 days alive. So this was different. He was 2 months in. Everything was going well, and he has been, the guy, like, he was like the perfect guy, because each year in this country we do about 40,000 surgeries. Not sure if you guys are aware of this, and we don't have enough organs to put out there, to make this possible for everyone that needs an organ, to be able to get the organ that they need. So I would say that, just this is one of the case where I want to jump on here this evening, talk to you guys, ask you guys, one or two questions about, see what you guys think about how, because doctors has been, for decades, they have been sought in ways, finding ways how they can get animal organs, to work in human beings. This was one of the marvel, or what we would call the marvel, the movement of the marvel, the modern science to be able to move the needle forward. Bennett's, this was his newest attempt. He really didn't have much choice. The next choice was death, because he was ineligible for a lot of the other stuff, like human heart transplant. He was not eligible for that. He was not eligible. He was also bedridden at the time. He was on life support. His options were limited. So that was just a quick backstory on exactly how we got to this point where he got that heart. And I believe that if someone is out there in this kind of situation, I believe they would choose this option, 9 out of 10. So I'm saying, human beings have always been resilient. They always wanted to survive. So I think this was, he didn't have much choice. This was his option. He got an additional 2 months old, because after the 2 months more on his life, because after terminal illness like this, they said he has a terminal heart disease. This was the ways, or one of the only way I think he could have gone. So I want to jump on here to see what you guys had to say about, this evening talk. See what you guys think. What are your thoughts on this one? Let me jump in here. My thoughts personally, I am saddened in one sense, and on the other side, I feel a little bit of content, due to the fact that modern technology, modern science has moving the needle forward. I said saddened because he passed away, and the heart did not last as long as we think it would, right? Or he passed away from something else. We're not sure, because they're not giving us exactly what's going on, as far as if it was the heart that caused him to lose his life. But we can assume that's what it is. Um, I am saddened in that sense that he passed away, but just the fact that we were able to get another month on the half, compared to the child that passed away in the 80s, when we talk about moving, you know, um, organs from animals and putting organs inside a human body. So in that sense, I mean, I am content with the fact that we're moving forward. Modern technology, modern medicine is moving forward, helping those who need help. But at the same time, I'm sad because I feel like it was cut so short, right? And when I think about all of what we have done with modern medicine, I thought he would at least get 1 or 2 years. When I look back at the other comments also, talking about this modern medicine, I was reading some of the comments of what happened in the previous video that I did about 2 months ago, and I remember some of the people, they were saying that they were happy for him, but they didn't think he would survive. They thought he would pass away after a short while. Some people came out talking about the Bible. They were reading scriptures from they were reading passages from Leviticus. Some people are out talking about how the demons are out and allowing the human beings to play around in the earth. The comments, some say it was weird. The comments went on and on and on about this kind of stuff. The way it happened, and the way technology, modern technology, we're not looking at it as in, we have an iPhone and then we say, oh man, this is nice, we can do so many things with the iPhone that we were unable to do back, in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So people don't look at modern medicine the same way. That's the way I was looking at this. You know what I'm saying? No, in no other way. I am not looking at it as man trying to play God. I'm just looking at it in a way where someone is trying to save someone else's life, trying to give them the most possible time on earth as they can. So what are your thoughts on this? I gave you my thoughts on it. What do you guys think as far as are we overconfident, with modern science? There's another question for you. Or we just, or are we just stepping in the right direction? Because some people might look at this as a failure, some gonna look at it as a success because he got a few additional months. The next time they have something like this happen, when you get a new surgeon or a new surgery that comes in, and the next surgeon that does this, and the next recipient that, because like I said, 40,000 surgery each year, and when you think about it, we only about 6,000 or so. You know what I'm saying. So it's not like this is one of those cases where you can say, well, organs are over excessive. We need organs. So people are always looking for organs. When you think about the amount of transplant that's done each year, people are always looking for organs. There's not enough organs out there for the amount of people out there. So, like I said, I just wanted to jump here, and talk to you guys about, just exactly how this happened, what happened. I would like to know more about, how this happened, but it was so short. It was only about 2 months ago I was doing a video about this same guy and how it happened in Maryland. I felt so good about it. I was jumping for joy. I was excited, about, modern science and how it was moving forward. So this was an exciting time, for us as human, for humanity. It was truly remarkable, this breakthrough, and right now we are moving on without this guy, and I'm pretty sure we'll go back to the drawing board. I'm pretty sure we'll figure out what's next. I'm pretty sure we will look and find, better ways how to improve in the future. So it's one of those things. And at the time when we did the last video, it was only what, 3 days. Yeah, it was only 3 days in. So he was home relaxing for 3 days in, and then after that, he jumped back out and come back, and then everything start going downhill from there. So I mean, it's what it is. It's a test of the times. It's a test of modern medicine. It's a test of technology. The FDA definitely believed in it, because if not, they would have never give him that compassionate, authorization, emergency authorization. They normally do that when they're a life-threatening situation like this, a terminal heart illness. So that was it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good that they did that. They believe in modern science. Hey, Chelo, good evening. How are you? Doing well, thank you. But yeah, so it was interesting how the whole gene editing process work, and how it worked for the time being. So I think going forward we'll hear a lot more about the cases like this, and how can we improve as far as going in the future. Marcel Mike, good evening. How are you, sir? He says checking in do the first live chat. Oh man, really, Marcel? This is your first live chat. You're jumping on here with me. What's up, man? How are you? Miss MC says, I remember that story. Miss MC, it was an interesting story at the time. I that love, I'm a guy that loves technology. I'm also hammered in. I love how technology work, not just the telephone, not just the iPad, not just the computers, the cars, the airplanes, all of these different things. So I enjoy that whole part of the technology. So when we talk about modern science and how we can step into giving someone a chance to live, could be 2, 3, 4 days more, could be 2 or 3 hours more. We're resilient. We always want to live a little longer. So the story, it was interesting. The story was good. It was an improvement for modern science, because it's been 30 plus years since the late 80s when they did something like this, and that young child passed away after 20 plus days. In this case right now we're looking at 2 months. So for me, modern science has improved. This is a jump. What are your thoughts? What do you guys believe this is? Are we too confident, do you guys believe, in modern science? Or are we just, or this just a step in the right direction? For me, it's a step in the right direction, because if it was 1 month, as long as it was 1 hour, 1 day more than the last time, I like the improvement. I like the fact that we are able to move forward, doing something, the technology have allowed us to do. So I think this was actually an improvement in human lives. I mean, let me see what you're saying, Miss Mike. Did the pig heart fail? Miss Mike, they are not telling us that. No one is saying the pig heart failed. They're not mentioning anything about what happened to the pig heart. The only thing they reported, the University of Maryland, their medicine, the medical center there in Baltimore, the only thing they reported is that he passed away. He was heading downhill. He wasn't feeling well in the last few days or so they had to bring him back in the hospital, and then he passed away. They're not saying whether the pig heart failed or not. So a lot of us are assuming that the pig heart failed, but we can't be sure. So right now we're just here, speculating here and there. We're hoping it doesn't, it didn't fail, and I'm pretty sure medical science is hoping it didn't fail either. Because when you have the FDA believed in it, and then the doctors believe in it, you're going to school for all these years. You want this to work, and for me, 2 months, it is a good process. It is a good movement. You know what I'm saying? It's, we got 2 months out of it. The last time it was only 20 plus days. So 2 months, it was nice. I was hoping more for, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then that would have been incredible. But as you know, technology doesn't work it doesn't work in that way. You have to take baby steps. Everything in this life is baby step. Yeah, I know what you meant, Miss MC. I know you were talking about Anna Zayala. Hi, good evening, Anna. How are you? Yeah, I know what you meant. But yeah, so it's these are the baby steps. So I wanted to just jump here and see what you guys think. What are your thoughts about this exactly? I gave you guys what my thoughts about what I think about this. Are we overconfident? With this modern science? Or is this the right step? Is this the right direction? If you guys can't agree to disagree on this one, or did something went wrong, did when they remove some of the sugars from the heart, from the pig heart, so it can match up with the human heart, is it something that they did wrong? Is it the pills? There's so many speculation about exactly what went wrong. It's just he was doing well for the first few days, the first few weeks, and then he start crashing in the last few weeks. So he got a few more years, a few more months on his life, not years. He got a few more months on his life. So at least he has to be thankful for that. Lightbulb, good evening. How are you this evening? So at least that, I saw a statement that his son, David Bennett Jr., read. He gave it to the hospital there in Baltimore to read, and even he himself was grateful. And I'll read it here. Quote: he said, "We're grateful for every innovative moment, every crazy dream, every sleepless nights that went into the historic effort." End quote. That's what David Bennett Jr. said in a statement that was released by the University of Maryland School of Medicine. So even for a son that feels this way about what happened, he was able to add an additional 2 months, to his relationship between him and his dad. I mean, he didn't know it was going to be 2 months. Obviously, no one knows, right? Because we're all sitting here, and if anyone tell you tomorrow that, oh, tomorrow is your last day, or an hour from now is your last day, that's why it's mysterious. Because someone tell you it's going to be tomorrow, people are going to be running and doing so many other things, so many things that they think they needed to get done because tomorrow is the day, right? So yeah, so it's that was the statement that the son dropped through the hospital, and he released to the press. He also said, "We hope the story can be the beginning of hope and not the end." So I agree. I hope this is the beginning. I hope modern science, I hope we will not stop. We will just continue to push forward as far as modern science is concerned. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're closer? I mean, when you think about all this that happened with this guy in Baltimore, Mr. Bennett, and how he has survived, and how they did the pig heart, how they removed his heart and removed the pig heart, because like I said, he was bedridden, he was ill, he was there was nothing he can do. There's not much of anything he could do. Bedridden, life support. You have no other option. The options were give me the pig heart, or just go ahead and sign the death certificate yourself. So his life was basically, right on the point of ending. So there was not like there is anything you can say, oh man, I'm going to do this. No, no, no. It was there. Yes, sir. You're leaving? Sorry, guys. Yeah, have a good evening, sir. Yeah, it's like he was there, and then that was it. So just imagine, in a case like that, and I can even put the link in here for anyone that want to jump on in here and have a conversation about it. It's all good. But like I said, I think this is I'm impressed. I am impressed with what, the first look at how this whole science thing came together, and the gene editing, and how, they pull everything out, and how they move the sugars around. I can't wait to see what the future hold when it comes to modern science, as far as what's the next step. I'm gonna put a link in the chat, guys, just in case someone want to jump on here and say something. Let's see here. Just in case someone wants to jump in here and say something. Put it in the chat. See here. There we go. Yeah. So that's what it is. This is what I want to talk about this evening. This is how I wanted to go over, this evening show, because I have been following this story, from the beginning. I've gone back to look into the story from the 80s. And then I've been enjoying what's going on, as far as, this guy. I was rooting for him. I was rooting for science. I really wanted, him to get a few more, years, on this earth, as far as with the surgery is concerned. But I mean, after you have done this life extending surgery like this, it was an experimental surgery. It was 9 hours. It can't be an easy 9 hours, sitting down, someone cutting out your heart to replace it with the heart of a 1-year-old animal. So it was just there, just going through, and I thought, like he said, he they, like his son said, they were happy. They hope this is the beginning and not the end. So, this is exciting time. This is exciting time for modern science. I wanted to see if you guys had any opinion on this evening, but this is an exciting time for modern science. It's crazy how it was, but I just know that next time we're going to be pushing even further. Even further, we'll be, for the next time we sit down and we talk about a pig heart going in someone. This time, maybe we'll talk about 2 years. Maybe we'll talk about 4 years. Maybe we'll talk about 6. Who knows, right? Maybe we'll just walk in the hospital, walk right back out. What are your thoughts on it? Do you guys have any thoughts on what exactly about this whole, pig heart transplanting? What, is there anything special that, did you guys think this is, I mean, do you guys think it's time that do you guys believe, when you talk about science, do you guys believe there's a time that will come where there's the shell of our body, right? It's just like, taking the brain and put it in a separate shell, of your body, when you talk about science, not just how this happened with the pig heart, how this guy survived it, how he moved on, how he was able to live his life for another month or two. What do you guys think about, do you guys believe there'll come a time like the RoboCop movie or something like that, where will be a situation like this? I mean, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. This guy has passed away, but it's a huge step forward, is what I believe. You know what I'm saying? To be the first person to receive a heart transplant like this, in modern times, right now, in the times that we're living in, it's just beautiful. It's an amazing accomplishment, and I am thankful for modern science. So yes, guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. I wanted to jump on here, and just chit chat, see what you guys think about exactly how, the similarity of the pig, and the humans come into form, and what you guys think about whether, this was successful. What your thoughts on it? Do you guys believe something went wrong? And is there anyone out there that has any family member that has been through a situation like this or not? Maybe not. So I want to just jump on here, touch base, see what you guys think. See what you guys think about how, we're confronting these things, and how confident we are in modern science, or whether this is just a small step forward, or a huge leap. See what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just pretty much my conversation for this evening, guys. It's just seeing where I stand, and seeing how Mr. Dave Bennett lived his 57 years. I thought he was going to get 60, to be honest. I thought, I was looking that he was going to go from 57 and then go to next year and the year after. I thought he was going to get 60, but it didn't work out for him. It was not in the cards. His numbers were called, and that's it. Modern medicine saved him some time, and then at the same time, his life came to an end on a surgery like this. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to jump in and touch base with you guys on this evening. See what you guys, what were your thoughts on it. I gave you my thought. I thought it was impressive, with how everything happened. And that's it. It's a wrap. Appreciate each and every one of you guys that's been here, checking in. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to support the channel. Thanks again for checking in. Appreciate the time, and we'll talk soon.